weekend with Salmain celebrations, although I've been learning the true Salmain is on the 8th of November. It's actually this time it started from the 20th of October right through to the 8th. I thought between these two lovely silver birch behind me, we're in the same location but we've just moved over a little bit today because I wanted to take advantage of having a little bit of time this morning to scout a beautiful spot behind me as we are full flourish in the autumn. So hopefully you'll be able to hear me, because the only downside is along the side of me is the motorway. So that I didn't actually consider that. I might have to get my mic back up and running as long as you can see me. And we'll kind of relocate a little bit deeper for our meditation. If you are choosing to do your practice out in the beautiful woodland this time of year, just be really mindful of below your feet and the mycelia, or the little mushrooms and fungi that are coming up this time of year. If you have been following me on social media, you might see my posts. I've been looking and learning to identify which ones are edible, which ones are poisonous. This is not something that is something you learn quickly. There are some that are really, really easy to identify and there are nothing like them, but there are lots and lots of ones that look like mushrooms that can be something completely else that's poisonous. So I don't advise anyone to go just eating anything. You must study and fight. I think you can join the fungal society and they can teach you how to identify. It's also important this time of year to leave them. If you see, try and remind your children not to kick them over, because although some of them their spores can multiply like that, generally that can stop them from producing. Anyway, so just a little reminder as it's this time of year if you're out. But I highly recommend that you get yourself out, even though it's been raining, it's a little bit moist everywhere here. It could be quite wet and muddy in some places. It's so beautiful and it resets and helps reset your nervous system. So if you get the chance, please do go for a woodland walk. I had the pleasure of doing this on Saturday, going and hunting and identifying mushrooms, and really awesome time with Halloween and the kids. And this time of year can be really, really beautiful. But for some people that are missing that sunshine, maybe they suffer with SAD, they need a little bit of a lift and get their systems moving. We're going to do a little bit of that. So we will start with a little bit of Qigong, then as always do a little bit of energy work and channeling Reiki and some cards to finish. So, and as always, I've been doing this free for my members for a while. I invite you to, if you can, for the price of a coffee, support me to help keep creating these videos and having all the free content that I create and put out. Then for the price of a coffee you can help support by joining and becoming a Patreon member. So let's get into there's a little bit of a slope where I'm on, if you can see. So actually let's move you around a bit. I want to put those beautiful trees in the background, but I think I need to, we're facing north now. Perfect. So nice stance, just standing, becoming aware of the body. Feel into the body, feel, how are you? How is your body right now? What is it telling you? I haven't done the video for our energy report, but the energy report, the written deep dive, is up in the members area. And this is quite an intense, fiery month. So Qigong is one of the tools amongst many that you can use So breathing in through the nose, just tuning into the body, tuning into the emotional, which is going to be very, very challenged this month. Allowing yourself to feel what you're feeling, observe what you're feeling. On this channel there is a free 30-day challenge playlist that I highly recommend that you do for this month as a tool to help you. It's totally free, you don't have to give me your email, it's on the channel, you can go there, it's listed 30-day observing and connecting. And to do just that, it's to allow 10 to 15 minutes, I think 15 minutes is the longest video, some of them are like 5-10 minutes. It's just to allow you the space to connect and observe what you're feeling and allow those emotions to surface so that you can alchemize them, you can be aware and shifting and releasing. All of the things that are coming to like an ending, especially like with this up and coming full moon on the 5th, are things that we know we need to do. You know you need to move your body, you know more. You know you need to move your body more, especially when it's winter, because of the bilateral crossovers in the brain. You know you should eat more healthily or eat less stuff that's not beneficial to your body. All of those things. Spending time with loved ones, less toxic people. Detoxing doesn't just mean going on a juice cleanse. It's about allowing your life to sense and seeing and feeling what's right for you in this now moment. So even when we're standing here, I'm asking you these questions. And you may not internally want to answer them, but your brain is still actually answering and thinking and mulling that over. So I invite you to now come into bamboo, putting our hands on our lower dantian. And again, for the month of November, the lower dantian is the one that we're going to be using the most. This is the tool for grounding and anchoring in, coming out of the head into the heart, out of the head and into the heart, grounding, calling in our highest aspects, anything that we connect to, our guardian presence, angelic presence, whatever resonates with you, or just simply sensing, seeing and visualizing yourself with a beautiful bubble of boundary around you. Protection. Okay, so take the arms up, inhale. Just notice a plastic bag there on the floor that looks like it's had drugs in. That's not good, is it? Inhale at the top. Now, if you can't get your hands all the way up, that's fine. Even I've got mine, my shoulder, I can feel it's giving me a little bit of jip with the damp. Coming slowly down as we exhale. This firstly through the mouth. And do that again with a nice big sigh and the sound of the heart. Inhale up and down. Inhale up and down. Taking it to the side and down. There's a dog over there without an owner. I hope he's... Oh yes, there she is. Just people running around here. I thought it'd be quieter. We're going to take our feet out to the side. Might pop you down on the floor rather than up on this tree trunk so you can see my feet a little better. Look at these leaves. Yeah, there we go, you can see. So taking a little bit of a side lunge, we're going to lean down. We're going to bring this hand up. And we're just going to stay here for a minute. Nice stretch, feeling that on the inner thigh, on that lymph node. You can do this whilst you're seated. And then stepping back in. Again, opening up. I'm going downhill for this one. She says, hand lifting. And if you can only lift just the shoulder, you can't get that whole arm up, or your shoulder is painful, that's fine. Listen to your body and do what's right for you. And up. We're going to open up those thighs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I really feel I'm going to have to face this way, but look at the side view as well. Feel. So, arms out to the side. Lean and stretch through. On this side, so you literally feel stretch up as the arms come out. Feel the stretch as you lean, like someone's pulling your hand. And float the hands down. It's time. We're going to take one hand up and over. Exhale, up. And exhale, inhale, down. Sorry, inhale, up. Oh my God, I'm all twisted around. I know we're Mercury retrograde. Exhale, down. Both inhale, up. Stretch through if you can. If you need to hold fingers, do. Feel that pull. Look, pulling my t-shirt out. Untucking my t-shirt. And then lean. Inhale up to center. Exhale over. Inhale to center. Exhale over. And this time linking them up, still keeping the arms up if you can. Or if you're here and you're leaning, that's fine. Whichever your body is needing. Leaning slowly back. Looking up at the beautiful trees as you let the arms float down. Rotating the arms. And forward. And the elbows. Oh, tickety nose. And the wrists. And the knee. In the opposite direction. And opposite leg. 1, 2. Ankles. Keep your balance on one spot. Opposite direction to what you just did. 10 on each at least. You might need more on one, depending on what your body needs. Listen to it. Okay. Right now. Okay. Take the hands. And we're going to step apart. Now, bend down, opening up these lymph nodes here. Come into a little horse stance. Take the hand out to the side. Rotate. Pull. Hold. Look at the thumb. Tilt the head. Keep looking. Tilt the head, keep looking. Optoretentive. I can never say that, it's like a mouth teaser. A little stretch in the neck. And then pull and release. Coming down. Pull. Bring the hands up. Inhale. Lean to the opposite side. One goes out, other one comes around. And pull. Looking at that thumb. Tip the head. Tilt the head. Tilt the head. Tilt the head. Focus on the thumb and straight head. Look beyond your thumb. You see you're in your field of vision. See loads of mushrooms up that tree. And open, coming down. Just bring the hands to the lower dantian. We're going to come into tree pose now. If this is too low for you, that's fine. And I want you to start by coming down on the knees here. And we're going to just stretch down, feel that stretch behind the legs, here in the groin. And again, stretch down, feel that stretch, elongated down. Rotate, spine up. And hold this pose. We're going to hold it for 60 seconds. If you need to bring the arms down at any time, do that to here and bring them back up when you can. Ready? 1. Halfway there. Relaxing the shoulders. Ten seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just hold it for a second more. Inhale. Exhale, bring the hands down. And we're going to walk in with the toes, back into Ouija pose. As you can see. Hands come to hips in Wonderful Woman position. And we're gently going to rotate round through the wrists, looking behind where we've been. Hand comes down, other one comes around, looking behind where we've been. And going. Shake it out and take that into, I'm hoping you can hear me all right because it's just one of my little post things come up, so fingers crossed you can hear me. Take that into shaking the tree. So we're shaking out, it's a bit actually, shaking, you can shake it off the legs, but just literally shaking, rolling, and take that shape with a nice little twist. We work with the spleen and the colon in the autumn. I'm going to do some little ones for that. And then we move into the lungs, or sort of in the late summer, and then into the lungs in the winter. So I'm going to work with just nice little knocking on the lung points on the left side, right side, both sides. Now, if they feel a bit tender, it might be that there's some stuck energy, some inflammation, which obviously lots of people get this time of year, and the body needs to detox, so it gives you a cold to clear that out. We work with our body, we let it flow out, and we help the body, giving it stuff to help build the immune system. A nice deep breath in, like you do when the doctor's got the stethoscope, and then you, nice relaxing breath. Inhale and exhale. So we're going to take this knocking into tapping. Again, our Wei Qi for our immune system. So we want a nice strong immune system. Keep losing my trousers. And you're going to knock down the sides. So in a Ouija pose, snapping down the sides of the legs, round, up the inside, down the backs of the legs, lingering at the knees. This is where energy gets stuck. And down, up the front. And we'll rotate a little circle here in the centre. Just do 4 and 4 the other way. Do 12 both ways if you have any digestive issues, but we're not focusing on that today. Then come up again, knocking on those lung points, and then move to under the armpits. This bit where the bra line would be on a woman, and just knocking. So if you have any resistant thoughts this month, if you're struggling with what I've called energy burps, anger burps that are happening, knock this point in your body to help. Okay, and coming up, more thymus bumps. Now before we do our arms, I'd like us to do the Wayne Cook. So if you can, as you're flicking the leaves off, with the balance, you take hold of the leg and you lift it. This one holds that, this one comes through, and you pull up. Balancing, breathing in through the nose, inhale up. Exhale, release a little bit. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Now, if you struggle to do that, just cross over and do the same with the arms. We're going to do that as well. But when we do the other leg, you do this and we'll swap. You just swap this, do this one again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Then we go to uncross, we swap sides, and we swap the legs and rotate the arms up. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. One more. And you can repeat this, or you can do the other leg with me. Holding. Oh, it says on a heel, this is take some balance. Oh my gosh, yeah. This is my harder leg as well. When I fell down the stairs, so that injury, I always forget to do extra work with it. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and release. This time we're going to come down, balance behind us, and bring that leg forward, and bend down in a beautiful swan. Hug, almost take on the havening technique. Inhale, exhale. Okay, we do the same in a second. We come back, take the hands up to the side, the leg balances behind. Inhale for a second, exhale, bring it forward, and bending through the spine, down and hugging. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Lifting arms up, come up, and release down, and shake it off. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Did a little bit of a warm up. We worked through the body, we've worked through some lymph nodes, we've worked through some immune boosting things. I'm going to keep it short today so we can go to our meditation. But I do want to increase the Qigong that we do. Let's go find a spot where we can pull our card. So let's coming over on this beautiful branch that's fallen. Find a nice spot that you can sit. I'm gonna sit on this one. It's a bit bumpy. We're gonna go on the bench, I think, just a little bit further. So just focus into your breath, breathing in, breathing out. You hear the leaves that I'm walking through. Let me see if I can swing it around to show you. Ooh. Beautiful oak tree. And where we were today, down in the little copse woodland on the heath where we normally are. I think we'll walk down to the heath actually. I was going to go sit on the log over there, but beautiful oak acorns. Just keep breathing, listening. A little muddy, but we're bringing it back. Yeah. So. Drop my stand. That's a turkey towel there. What? She says. Apologies for the noisiness. I like to do these live so that we can live stream them. Just realised I've done that and then I'm so sorry. That's not going to work. That's the thing with live video. When you're editing, you can cut those bits out. Obviously, when we're live, which this is recorded live for the members and streamed to Patreon, and those that book as well, me just send this to them so that they can watch the replay if they've booked. So let's just come down here on the bench. Anyway, take a breath. So how are you feeling after that? We've moved the body a little bit. It's really wet down here. Do you know what? I think I'm going to take you into the car. Just breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. I was like, why is everyone like covered? It's not raining, but everyone's got their hoods up. It's cold. I suppose we've been moving our body, so I feel actually quite nice, not cold, not sweaty, just perfectly balanced. Hopefully you're feeling the same way. Just keep that breath in, breath out, breath in, breath out. Gently. Flowing. We go sit where we normally do our other class. Yeah, we go sit in there. Other little spot that I like to do our workout in if it's raining. Now, as I said, this is quite a historical site, the energy here. I've been working for a while to cleanse it since 2021. Yeah, here we go sit here with the beautiful backdrop of there. There's a little bit of an echo in here, but not full-size benches, but we're a little bit sheltered from the wind, so the sound should be slightly better, if a little echoey and tinny. So I apologise in advance for the sound quality. I think it's time maybe I got back to using my mic. Just the card for the week ahead. Obviously you've got the card reading the November month for the whole month. That's up in Patreon area and has been since February for November's reading. And there's a cheat sheet download that goes with that one. And I've done a blended deep dive written report for the energy weather for the rest of the month. But just for this week, obviously know what I know as well after channeling the report. Just want to ask our guidance, our inner being, what is relevant for us to help us this week, the rest of the week, for this full moon in Taurus, and anything for those that are viewing in the now moment or later, whether it be a day from now, a week from now, or 10 years from now. Fire at light and shadow, light and dark. So I want you, while you're just breathing in, breathing out, let's start with a little bit of a meditation here to kind of just to feel into what this means for you. So you're not just listening to my guidance, my words, but you're listening to your internal guidance. What does that mean for you? The rat, mouse always used to be the robber mouse. Where are things being eaten away? Where are things being not used to their full potential? Where is there loss happening? This is the symbolism of loss in that sense when it's related to the mouse. But this is the rat, and the rat is intelligent. It was last month's spirit animal for this resilience and how we need to be more resilient in the way we do things and more thinking outside of the box, using our intelligence. But this intelligence, this higher level of consciousness, needs to be tempered through the filter of the heart and of compassion. Fire is the symbol for the whole of this month. I've said anger burps, like angry birds, but angry burps. Burps meaning things just bleeping out, things coming up, things going on you. People and things around you doing that, energetically speaking. It's full of fire. Aryan energy, like the Aries, the warrior-like symbol. This is the spiritual warrior, though, is one of the things I put in as the cheat sheets. This is where do you need to fight, in a sense. It's a bit of a battle, but it's a conscious battle within an internal of who are you, what do you want in your life, where are you now, and where do you want to be. This is the beginning of the year. We've just had this Samhain is the Witch's New Year. This is where we plant the seeds now. Don't wait till December, November. I mean, you're welcome to come along and we'll put that into pictures in our workshop, in the visual workshops. But think about it now, what it is you want. Start asking yourself, even if you just pose the question and have that kind of marinating in your fires of your desires, the desires of your fires within your soul internally. This is sun shining on the affairs, the reflection of the shadow, the reflection of dark and light. This is the light within us and the dark as well, and accepting that. This is Scorpio month. This is shadow, unconscious stuff coming to the surface, secrets, deceptions, illusions, sex, all of that in society and how we view it and what that means to us. I'm always banging on about how it's so important at the moment. What's happening in the moment is about the uprise of the divine masculine and the balance with that and the divine feminine. Our sacred sexuality is key to that. That's men understanding that the woman is sacred and the woman isn't something to be used and abused and hidden, that her power isn't something to fear. Women to stand in their divine power, their sacred sexuality. Sex can be healing when it's done in the correct way. Every partner that you've ever slept with has energetically got attachments to you. It's releasing that and understanding when you come together with someone that there's a sacred energetical aspect to it. It's not just of the flesh, it's a sacred thing and sacred union, and that energy through the woman can create a baby, can also create a empire, a business, but not in a dominant masculine way. This is the rebalancing of that and letting go of the toxic idea of how we view the masculine. So in part of healing, this is important for all the women out there that are on their spiritual soapbox and saying, yeah, there's loads of toxic masculine out there in the world, the patriarchy have been, yes. However, we're through the healing. This is the chironic energy, that wounded healer. Your focus on it creates it to continue. Start witnessing. And I tell you what, there are so many men I know that are stepping into their divine masculine. They're stepping up and they're allowing their emotions to be seen, and that's the strength. And when you see that combined, there's a clip of a bloke on some really, really 3D superficial show, right? And the girl in it has got autism and she gets overwhelmed, and there's this moment where you can see it all with eye contact, and she said to him, because he's the only one that knows, that if that happens, I need to reset. And this is a really good heart. This is sacred sexuality practice, that you put your hand on your partner's heart, they put their hand on yours, and you breathe with one another. You can do this in an embrace, and you breathe with each other, and your fields blend, they mask, and they, as they're blending, that the heart-brain coherence, that fields kind of marinating, and lifts the nervous system of that one that's needing that reset. And she's crying, she's getting overwhelmed, and he looks, because they're not meant to go over and touch them, and he looks, and the guy gives him the nod to go, and he hugs her and he embraces her and he holds her. And when he's enveloping her in that energy field, it helps reset her nervous system that is completely out. He allows her his strength, his presence, his grounded energy to just hold her, embrace her, for her nervous system to come down. This month, it's really important of that. This is our dark, our light, our shadow. We're going to get triggered this month. No doubt about it. And obviously this week as well. It's a very emotional week. It's fire, it's sun. But look at all the sparkles. Look at this is reflection. What are you seeing in the mirror of your subconscious? What is coming up? How are you reacting? What we see around us is a reflection of what our belief system internally is. That which we think, we see, we become. Buddha. If you allow yourself to truly be honest with yourself and look at what you're seeing in the world, your intelligent mind will say to you, why am I seeing this? Why am I triggered by this? And when you get the answers, they may not be what you feel. It might be something completely different. Allow yourself time. Allow yourself to say, this triggers me. I personally am very, very triggered by what's going on with the animals in our country and the issues with the immigrants taking the animals and the birds for food. Now, I know that in some countries, that's what they do. But our wildlife, our sanctuaries that have been raided for animals to be killed and eaten. And obviously I'm a vegan, and I'm a vegan that says you shouldn't be, it's not you should be vegan, but do what's right for your body energetically. So energetically, I don't like the energy of something that's had that negative life in me, because anything you put into your body, whether it's plants or meat, you take that energy on board. Just like when I'm talking about the sacred sexuality and how when you're coming together with a person, if they've had a crappy day, you're going to take that. You'll feel that. If we are becoming energy sensitive, you may not realise it, but I'm sure most of you on my channel do. You take on board the trauma of that person. So if you are not centered, you are not aligned, you are not in your I am divine sacred presence, that shadow of the other person's going to come up through you and around you, and you're going to feel icky. You might even feel icky for a couple of days if you're not very good at practicing energy hygiene. So allow yourself to look at what's triggering you. Where's your shadow? What is it you do? Look, I am not perfect. I don't ever pretend to be. I will binge watch not so much Netflix, Paramount. I binge watch something on the telly, or go and have a bar of vegan chocolate, which is highly processed, and I know my body's going to go, no, not good for you. So whatever it is that you do, some people it's alcohol, some people over exercise, or they're obsessed on certain things. Hopefully I remind you that little bits of switching those habits that we have, those daily things, that's what's this week is really important. So the light and the shadow, the light and the dark. Now I'm not all about the light, although I know I tend to stick to that kind of lane, so maybe that's my shadow, because I don't tend to want to go into that energy. But it's not that I'm not aware of going down those rabbit holes, and I'm reminding you that that's going to come up. All those rabbit holes are going to be shoved, pushed, over-fixated. I need to try not to do so myself, but people are going to get stuck into their stories and stuck into the passion and the fire of it. Fired up is the things. So you need to be careful that you don't ignite from that the tinderbox of others' angry burps for the whole of this month. And this week ahead, think about what is in the depths of the water. Allow the light, which is shining through. Look at that beautiful image. Allow that light that's shining through. See the little shadow there, almost like a yin and a yang? The ghosts of our subconscious lifting, but there's still the sparkling, glistening things on top. It's what the shiny surface reflecting back, what's reflecting back, but go deep. These are the things we already know as well. This is everything that you know. It's not me telling you. You'll know when I'm saying these words, you're like, oh yeah, I know I need to sleep earlier and I'll get up better and not stay up longer at night, or I know maybe I should walk the dog more, or whatever it is. I should do it random because the dog will walk past. Be more sustainable. Obviously those things that are important to me that I'm expressing. So try not to be manipulative. And that's the other thing. This month there is a sense of manipulation to the collective. Don't be caught up in being manipulated. Don't manipulate yourself into thinking, yeah, because it's a Taurus full moon on the 5th, and obviously fireworks. So tectonics is at play. Flooding at play with all of the galactic waves that we're getting bombarded with. Our nervous system can feel a little overloaded. So do the Qigong. There are thousands of videos I've left on this channel for people that's open for you to do it anytime. There are over 200 videos on there of mine at least, and there are thousands of others on there. Do some. Even if it's 2 minutes. What I want to do, and I'll create later for our Meditation Monday, I was going to do it for the members, but I think I'll do it for the public, is the 6 phase, which I used to do, but I'll do a 6-minute one, so that we do a minute of each, and you've got a quick one that you've got no excuse then. 5 to 10 minutes, you can do it every day, and that can be, at least you're doing your I've done that for me. And I know that that's the self-care, especially towards the end of the month, is going to be important. So light, shadow work, the reflections, the leaves. I mean, I'm looking at the trees and how the leaves are literally blowing off onto the ground, dissolving, degrading into the earth to become the nutrients for the microbes in the soil. Then you've got things like mushrooms, which is one of the things that can help you this month, I've got, because you want your mind to have that clarity, to be almost cleansing the pathways of the brain and the mind and the me aspects, instead stepping into the sacred version of that. So there's one bit of a thing. It's one more card, she says. Oh, look at this. This is just beautiful. Perfect for this image of where we are at. That's literally where we are at right now. Metal dog, simplify your life. Metal is the season that we're in. It's pulling out the impurities, and to become the metal, you have to take out the impurities in order to hone it into being this pure strength sword of metal. When you're honing this, the metal work, metal alchemy, this is what we are doing with ourselves. We're pulling out the impurities of our body. The impurities are coming out. You might be colds coming out this season, so look after those things. Keep your wind mansion covered. You notice I've been wearing a scarf in class because it's a windswept open scene when we normally work out. I want to keep my neck protected. Scarves, hats, if you stop the heat escaping, your bugwire point, just wrapping up a really simple logical thing, but weather appropriate clothing, as we forget sometimes, and making sure you've got those things is going to make a big difference. What you're eating, making sure you're not thinking, because we have a tendency, we want to eat because the body wants to have more and store the fat around this time of year because of the winter, so that will have an effect on what you eat. So think about warm, wintry suits full of nutrients, so you're getting your fluids into you. Now it's cold and you might not want to drink more water, so switch that up to, and if you're having your lemon water in the morning, as I've said before, let the boiling water, let it go back down a little bit so it's drinking temperature before you put the lemon in. Otherwise you're going to kill all those beautiful medicinal properties of the lemon. It'll still taste nice and you'll get the pleasure of it, but it won't have the same qualities as it would have done had you not waited and just tipped boiling water on top of it. You just kill everything that you're putting in there for the purpose of putting it in there. So honeys, if you have honey, if you're or your natural what's the other one that you can have instead? Raw honeys, for those that aren't the vegans that have that's got the better antibacterial properties. But I would suggest rosemary infused, 15-minute infusions, or leave it for 15 minutes. Even in cold water you're still going to get that properties, or warm water over the top. Oregano and what's the other one I keep forgetting? Rosemary. Is it marjoram? Is it basil? But gold. Now, if you see this dog, this is about friendship. You may feel a little bit like you're alone and you're not sure who your friends are. People might be less friendly or you feel like they're less friendly because of the angry burps that are happening. And I don't want you to internalize those angry bits that are coming up. In fact, you don't need to look at that beautiful scene of those birds, of the trees. So feel into like the tree itself. You look at the branches, strong, it weathers the storm. This is, my friend Marion would call this in my pack that I use for personal readings, a strong tree overcomes the worries. You will overcome the worries, but this is a sense of you might be in the fight or flight this month, so allow yourself that time, wood element around you, sandalwood smells and scents, bergamot. So a lot of this is in the report. There's more in there though to what else? Get out when there is sun, and wintry walks in nature. Just look at the details around you. Spend some alone time that way, or have imagery up on the screen if you can't get out, if you're unable to be outside. Images of nature, sounds of nature. There's loads of videos and stuff like that around. Just watching leaves fall as a meditation is a good practice you can do. If you've not got a lot of time and you're feeling like you're a little bit alone, simplify things. Like I said, I'm going to simplify. What is a 20-minute long video? I do meditations for you guys to do longer ones, but I want to do some shorter ones and some little short clips that are for this Qigong movement. So, okay, you can't do the whole class. Maybe you've only got 5 minutes. You just do this mini, these 2 or 3. Now, I would say shaking the tree is something I recommend you doing every day. As I've said in the beginning of the video, the free challenge on here, the 30-minute challenge, pick one of them. Pick the shortest video out of that. I'm not worried about it getting views or whatever. Just pick which one you like and do that one. Do that one, the shortest one it can be. I don't know, I know that there's various lengths, and still have that time for you. Set a timer and spend 5 minutes just in breath. And if you spend the whole 5 minutes, this is important, if you spend the whole 5 minutes with your brain going off and you feel like, oh, that's fine. The first time you sit to do it, that might well happen. Just keep at it. Patience. Patience and courage are the themes for this month. You need to be patient with yourself, patient with other people, because they're going to be in a fiery, triggery energy around. Volatility is there, because what's coming up is the repression, the angry repression that has been, things they've shoved down will create a hair trigger for people. So allowing that awareness, be patient, count to 5. If you're meditating, even if it's for 5 minutes a day, that will help you to have that. I'm going to take a breath. I'm going to walk away, and I'm not going to internalize that. That's not, and it's not about going, that's their issue, and you go, yes, in a way, but at the same time going, okay, I'm not in the space to deal with this right now. I'm going to take a breath, and we'll address this when we're both in a better frame of mind. Practice that this month, being patient. So strong shaking the tree, because that'll help you reset your nervous system. Go off to the toilet and shake the tree, then go back and have the conversation, and then so again, light metal, working on the impurities. These are the impurities, these are the things that are coming up. They're seeping to the surface, the stuff we've repressed collectively and emotionally, mentally and physically. All 3 levels, that'll be dependent on you, on what you repress. Maybe it's like, oh, I'm going to ignore that I know I need to stretch more, but yeah, I get I'm always achy. Yeah, well, then you need to be stretching. You need to be oiling your body. It's like it needs to be on a regular basis. Or if you're someone that constantly is very, very mental and constantly thinking about stuff, then you need to be urgently taking 3 minutes a day to start with, and going to yourself, oh, I'm just running anxiety, or starting to be aware of where those stories are and those thought forms. And then when you're going down those tangents, okay, I feel myself going down that road, I'm saying about my aches and my pains and whatever, I want to bring it back in. I don't want that to be my reality. I'm aware of that as an issue. Let me do something about it. Let me take an action. This is fire, it's action orientated, passion action, inspired action to what feels right and relevant to me. Right, and I'm going to leave it at that for you. But we have light and shadow, fire rat, metal dog. Simplify your life. Now, I could have gone a whole other tangent with that, but I will leave it at that for today and just say, oh, well, look at that. At the bottom of the pack, we have Wood Ox, looking like the Taurian full moon here with that third eye connection. Purple energy of light around you, connect with these colours, but most importantly, we've got this root chakra energy, the red. Surround yourself with red. Red under the bed to keep your sacred healing time of rest and digest. Do the things that create rest and digest, like our Qigong practices, or Qigong practices in general, movement practices in general. Get out, walking the dog, shaking the tree, things that stimulate that in the natural world. Cuddling your pets, cuddling your partner, spending time with loved ones. If you're feeling isolated, which you may feel a bit like that this month, by the end of the month you'll start to feel like you've got connection again, and you're coming together in communities of people that are like-minded and they're going for exactly the same thing. So thank you for watching. Love and blessings in your day. I hope you were able to hear me in our different location today. Let me know if you liked having that backdrop, if you're watching live. Obviously just me today, so I thought, yeah, let's go off and do something different, and I might do that, but I'll stick in this same facility. If you're someone that's booked and like, where are she? She's always different. Just keep an eye on the Facebook event post, because that's where I put where I am and what's changed. And obviously we were at a later time, which seemed to suit people better, and then no one's here. It's what it is. Also, if you didn't book the what's it called, I can't even remember what I called it, the Qigong retreat, end of this month, the 30th of November, if you're local, you need to go to Holcombe Health Centre. If you Google them, they should come up, in Rochester, and you book directly with them. But there's links all over my social media for that from last month, and I'll put the new ones up today. So, and hopefully, let me know in the comments, do you want to join a workshop? If you do, I'm going to get some kind of booking links up for people. There isn't at the moment. And of course, this is donation based, so all donations are received with love. And to donate, links on the bio on my Insta and on here, on all. I think if you look through Meditation Monday playlist, I did used to put it on each of the videos, but I will start doing that. I've not really been editing because we've been out doing these lives and not really editing the videos, so just done live. But have a beautiful week. I hope that set you up for the rest of the week. And knowledge brings wisdom. Know thyself. That's what I want you to think of this month, this week. Know your shadow. Know what you need to do. You do. Anyway, take care. Have a fabulous week. Oh, it doesn't want to go off.